Now on Palm Beach TV, town leaders review multiple proposed commercial redevelopment plans for Midtown. A look at the site plans for the Wells Fargo and Paramount building projects and the reaction from council members. And the biomedical landscape in Palm Beach County is thriving. We'll take you inside the Herbert Wertheim UF Scripps Institute for Biomedical Innovation and Technology for a look at current research underway to find solutions to unmet medical needs. Those stories straight ahead.
The Palm Beach Civic Association brings you Palm Beach TV, the island's only newscast. We are sponsored by the Fortin Foundation of Florida. Now the news.
I'm glad you're all here. We're glad you're here. This is really great participation.
A standing room only crowd attended Tuesday's town council meeting to learn more about and weigh in on the Frisbee Group's planned residential project, East Plaza, that could one day occupy this 5.8-acre property in Midtown, currently owned by Wells Fargo.
This meeting is the first step towards reviewing and getting feedback on the proposed comprehensive plan and zoning code amendments.
As presented Tuesday, the project, which is backed by related companies, would consist of a combination of single-family homes, single-story condominiums or flats, and townhomes, all where you now see 3 sprawling parking lots. The tallest proposed structures would be 3 stories located along Royal Palm Way. The site's elevation is 12 feet, and a planned underground parking lot would further elevate it by another 4 feet.
The finished floor elevation of the homes be at 16 feet NAVD. So if you're at 12 feet on the sidewalk, it's going to be 4 feet above the sidewalk.
The Wells Fargo property currently encompasses 3 zoning codes: Commercial Town Serving, or CTS, along South County, Community Business, or CB, along Royal Palm Way, and RB, which is Single Family Residential. The Frisbee Group proposes that the town change the property zoning to a Planned Unit Development, or PUD, which they say would reflect their vision of more residential usage and less commercial. Wells Fargo Bank would be the only commercial business on the planned site. The town council's review of the proposal on Tuesday was just the first step of a lengthy approval process.
Going to the Planning and Zoning Commission, local planning agency meeting, and then at least 2 town council meetings for first and second readings of an ordinance to make the proposed changes.
Numerous residents weighed in on the proposed East Plaza project, some with reservations, including potential traffic congestion on Seaview Avenue, density, and project height.
I am not in favor of the 3 stories, and I'd like to put that on the record. And I'm also not in favor of the increased density on any level.
And others in favor of the project as it emphasizes residential development over commercial.
If it's going to be developed, who better to develop it than the Frisbee Group? Our neighbors with a track record, known quantity. We could not ask for a better applicant.
Town leaders thanked the group for their comprehensive presentation, but expressed a need for modifications to the proposal, including incorporating more green spaces and reducing the number and size of residences and lowering proposed building heights.
I think it's too high. When you're starting at 12 feet, right, and then you're going to put three stories on top, it's just too high. I think it's 2 stories is what you have to limit yourself to. I want to see smaller scale throughout the entire project.
As far as the PUD is concerned, this is a draft PUD. That's what we are looking at. When we get to a final PUD and we have to vote on it, it could be a lot different. And my feedback to you is this: I can't support a PUD without limiting the heights of the structures to 2 stories. And I can't support it unless you all thin out the number of buildings that are on that site.
I'd like to see some maybe reorganization and better organization of green space in some sort of future plan. I'm certainly in line with the requests for lower height.
You know, they're beautiful homes, but the size of them was out of scale.
I think we need to wait and see what we do with our comp plan and our zoning code And I just don't think it's fair to the residents.
Mayor Moore also questioned the timing of the project.
We don't want to do code reform haphazardly. So can you review for me again why we have to do it now and why we can't wait?
We don't have to do anything now. The reason we're proposing this project is because we're trying to work on it. And there's a lot of other individuals that are very interested in not associated with our group that were interested in working on it. And so the time was now.
The Frisbee Group welcomed the feedback and agreed to consider it all.
All the feedback that we received today, we will go and talk about it and think about it and consider everything.
This meeting accomplished its purpose to learn more about the proposed project and provide feedback to the applicant. This week, council members also reviewed updated plans on the proposed redevelopment of the Paramount Theater building. Palm Beach TV's Sally Lewis has more on that developing story.
Claudia, it was also standing room only in council chambers on Wednesday during a review of development plans for the future of the historic Paramount building.
A modified plan to redevelop the nearly 100-year-old landmarked Paramount building was met with lingering concerns about the overall size and density of the residential portion of the project and the impact it could have on an already busy island.
We are deeply concerned about the size, the traffic conditions, which every one of you knows and has experienced, is gridlocked right now.
In this model, you can see the proposal includes the renovation and restoration of the existing Paramount Theater, including a 4-story mixed-use building, and the addition of 4 new homes and underground parking, where there is now a parking lot on the south side of the property.
I agree with all the other points about traffic and unintended consequences. I do some real estate too. I'm all in favor of it, but I think there must be other ways for the investors to get a return that's decent, that doesn't drown this whole area.
The former 1920s movie house was converted into a retail and office complex at the corner of Sunrise Avenue and North County Road in the 1980s. The building is currently home to nearly 20 tenants, including the Palm Beach Civic Association. Palm Beach resident Lester Warner and his son bought the Paramount property in 2021 and began the process of redevelopment requests in April 2023, which have been unsuccessful.
Our approach will allow us to reveal the few remaining original interior features. The second-story club lounge will highlight the previously hidden ceilings and chandeliers, while the original colonnades will now be integrated into the main spaces.
I think what they have there, what I got to see today, is very beautiful. I think it's going to add to the area.
After hearing from the public and attorneys, the council deferred a decision until March 13th and said there is a long process ahead.
Groundbreaking biomedical research is underway at the Herbert Wertheim UF Scripps Institute for Biomedical Innovation and Technology in Jupiter. This Sunday on Studio 33480, we'll take you inside one of 40 labs on site.
Kind of like a shell with, let's say, 40 different businesses, all being independent entities that are operating together but in a collaborative environment. And they're kind of all bound together by some very innovative technologies that are hosted by the Institute itself.
And you'll learn about an upcoming lecture called Outsmarting Cancer, which is complimentary and open to the public on January 17th.
This is our first public lecture since we joined forces with the University of Florida. And so this will be the beginning of a whole series of lectures on different topics. So of course this one will be on cancer. And several of us that do research in that area will be interviewed and talking about the work that we're doing and advances we're making.
During this panel discussion, you'll meet scientists pushing the boundaries of cancer research. This discussion will be moderated by Nancy Brinker, founder of Susan G. Komen and a Palm Beach Civic Association director. Learn more at scripps.ufl.edu and remember to watch Studio 33480 this Sunday, January 14th. That'll do it for this edition of Palm Beach TV, the island's only newscast. We also invite you to stay up to date 24/7 by following the Palm Beach Civic Association on our website and on social media. See you next time.
Palm Beach TV is a production of the Palm Beach Civic Association. We thank our sponsor, the Fortin Foundation of Florida, and encourage you to let us know how we can provide news coverage that best serves our members and residents.